welcome to January Leadership Wisdom Circle meeting. It's coming up. So I'm going to share with you in a quick video here that I've had my good friend Harrison tape on why we need to do this and why the metaphysical world is an area that you need to explore. It's a big deal. It's that next level. And we're going to talk about it in a stress-free environment coming up in a few days. We've got, I think, as of now, 10 people signed up and would like to share with you how you can get involved with this, how you can start seeing that next level. And now, what is this about? Well, we're talking about how we help top entrepreneurs do certain things, top producers do certain things in a certain way. So, and it's going to be a nice, quick meeting. It was just not going to be long, 30, 40 minutes, and you get to ask your questions where why some producers do it and some do not. How can you rewire your consciousness to create this rapid transformation, this rapid emotional breakthrough by aligning, committing, and taking action? Many are doing it, many are not. So I'm going to share with you what's it going to take. And you can, if you would like, it's by invite only. So you can say you want to enter, and I can take a look at your profile and see your application, and then we'll decide. So my contact is on the screen, and I look forward to hearing from you. If you have a company and a business that's doing something and you want to move to that next level, would love to have you join us. Stress-free, no sales on that call. So listen to this next segment here, and I hope this is gonna serve you today. So here we go. Boom!
Boom.
Hey!
Hey,
Hey,
hi. Hi,
sensational,
everybody.
amazing, terrific, galactic. What's up, my friend? How you doing, Harrison?
All right. I am dazzlingly galactic, inspired, wonderful, happy, sensational, and terrific.
I
All for
love it.
you.
I love it. I'm feeling amazing. It's a beautiful Saturday, and we have an amazing topic for leaders, which is a build on our letter that we just published. And I just want to thank everybody that's been listening and replying and commenting on it. And we're going to talk today about leadership and the next level, like the metaphysical world, as to what it takes. But before I get going, my name is Kamal, and this is my partner, Harrison Klein. We help leaders transform to that next level with ease so you can move yourself, your mindset, your growth, your leadership, and your team to that next level. And we're not talking 1 or 2%. We're talking 10, 100, 1,000%. Yes, big numbers. So welcome. And Harrison is an amazing instrumental metaphysical teacher, spiritual teacher for many, 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 many years. He's known worldwide. And he's been publishing some amazing articles that I've got the pleasure to read firsthand before they go out to the world. So today we're going to share with you a few things about those letters, and one of them specifically. So Harrison, welcome. Good to see you. Happy Saturday. This is the weekend before a big holiday for many of the Christians, right? And the Christmas that's coming up.
It is
So
for everybody. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's a holiday, it's a Christmas, it's a season, and it's time to reflect and look back as where you've been, where you want to go, but specifically to get grounded of how much you want to give and how far you want to grow. So, Harrison, welcome. Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, Kamal. It's great to be here. Happy to, participate in something as wonderful as, training leaders and helping leaders become bigger, better, and more of what they want to be. So, yeah, it's an outstanding opportunity to play, and play is so important to, getting bonded and connected to the people who you want to get connected to.
That's
So,
awesome. So Harrison, I'm going to start by kind of probing questions, and we'll let you to dig into this metaphysical world. But as we're growing and as this humanity is moving and evolving and progressing, and we see ourselves as individuals making a difference in this world, and as leaders, those who we're speaking with, you have a pivotal point, you have a pivotal factor, and you got to do your part in this level to break through this boundary. And we have to move away from the traditional to the new age, the new
right.
realm of spirituality, technology, convergence. I want to get this started by what's the shift that a leader has to do to become this next level, to start seeing themselves as, okay, I'm in the game, this is what I'm doing. So let's start from the beginning, Harris, and maybe we'll pick on 3 points for the next 20 minutes or so. And let's help somebody out there make a difference in their company, in their village, in their town, in their city, in their immediate vicinity. So what would be the first thing that you'd like to share with us today?
Well, we're talking about leadership, and we're talking about making a pivotal point in a transition in leadership to become more of who you are and more of what your effectiveness can be for your company, for your family, for your compadres, and everything else. Now, one thing people don't really talk about is, what are their internal metaphysical principles that help them become this next level leader, this next innovative, more courageous, more successful leader. And what we have to realize and remember is that great leaders need three things to ascend to their next level each time. And one of them is the energy to make things happen. So that's one thing. They need one thing. They need the energy to make things happen. They
Mm,
need understanding and will and the energy to make things happen. Number one, understanding. Number two, the will to make something happen. And three, the energy to follow through to make it happen. So the greatest barriers are always at the peak of material prosperity. So, that's when we start to look back, we start to slow down, we start to rest on our laurels, we start to, rest our human consciousness into what we already know, into the traditional. And many of us who have come through the leadership cycle and through the leadership pathways basically are really traditional about a lot of things. So one of the things we need, to make this progressive change into higher consciousness, into the world of great leadership, is more attention, compassion, and care. Those are three things that are really important: attention, compassion, and care. And without these things, basically we slip. When we're at high prosperity, we slip into a form of paralysis. We slip into a form of repetition of what our level is,
mm,
about staying at the same level. We call it stuck, um, or at a plateau, basically. And if you care about changing, these are the things you absolutely want to avoid. And if you do things wrong, your company slips into chaos or tyranny. So there are a lot of things, metaphysical laws, that we have to take note of in order for us to become, sensational and galactic leaders. And those things are really important to all of us, basically, not just to leaders, but leaders need to step into the metaphysical world, because they have to have these deeper levels of understanding than workers and executives and everything else, because it enhances their decision making, creativity, and their success, which are
mm,
really important parts of the process. We have to expand our consciousness, because consciousness is not a matter of accumulation. It's a matter of letting go so that we can see more, so that we have greater perception. We have to make sure that we know and we understand how to break barriers. That's what great leaders do. They break barriers of what has been happening. And so how do you break a new barrier? You create a new perspective on things, and that's how you innovate. You create a new perspective on things. And the metaphysical world is ideal because that's what it does. It takes you into new perspectives. It takes you into a quantum realm, if you will. And that may be woo-woo for some of you, but it's actually really science. It's physics at a higher level. So it recognizes your biases and takes you into eliminating those limiting beliefs.
mm,
And so it recognizes your biases, and you want to break not only your limiting beliefs, but you want to break the limiting beliefs of you, your company, your employees, and everybody else that you can serve in the process of your growth and their growth. So a great leader makes other great leaders. A great leader never puts himself in an authority position, but in a curiosity position, so that he can guide rather than demand, and so on and so forth.
I love it. I love it. So Harrison has been talking about this higher side of every one of you, and the good thing here, I just want to assure you that you have what it takes. You have this gut feeling. You have this sixth sense instinct inside of you. It's very.
Everybody does, yeah.
But what's going on with all of us, we are so used to the operating from the senses. As a leader like yourselves, you're operating from the negative, what's coming on outside. You're running under pressure, uncertainty, and ambiguity. What Harrison's talking about is to transcend the thinking and how you're operating from a higher side, what we call our higher mental faculties, our imagination, our reason, intuition, perception, and will. These are faculties that you have and I have, and every one of us has it, but that's how we can connect to this next level of thinking. That's how the greats have done it. That's how the Elon Musks, the Steve Jobs, the Edison, the Ford, the Andrew Carnegie's, Napoleon Hill. This is what we're giving you in a very short amount of time. So if you're under pressure out there, if you're making decisions and you're not happy with what's happening, if you're feeling that there's something missing, there is, because you have not had the opportunity to develop this side of you. And that's what we mean by developing these leaders into this metaphysical world. It's not woo, it's real. I mean, I spent 25 years in the manufacturing industry, and now this is a whole other level of growth. So we want you to have it as an executive, as a business leader out there. This is one of the foundation that you will need to grow that business to 10 million, 20 million, 100 million, whatever is you, how much you can see, right? That's a fundamental as a first part.
Yeah.
So the next point, I think, but it's up to you, Harrison. I want to talk about the leaders who are using data, because we help you really execute. Like, you're driven by data, and numbers don't lie, right? We have metrics, we have analytics, and it's easy for you as a leader to become trapped in this like narrow approach, and then you don't see your way out of it. You're like, I'm stuck, we're going bankrupt, or we're closing, or we're, instead of, you can just shift your thinking and be somewhere else. So I want you to comment on that, how this level of the metaphysical world can help somebody grow, can help somebody use the heightened sense that we have. That's where I kind of went with the conversation.
As leaders, we are constantly faced with challenges. We are faced with the challenges of making our company better, stronger, our environments, our cultures, our connections, our stakeholders having a better experience, and our customers having a better experiences. The thing about coming into metaphysics is that you get fresh insights, you get fresh innovation, and that's something that every company needs. They need fresh innovation. They have to engage their intuition in order to get fresh innovation. And one of the things that we know from Napoleon Hill and from a number of other kind of metaphysical teachers is that your intuition is right only about 100% of the time, and the great leaders use their intuition as a guide. They don't take the numbers as the gospel. They take what is inside of them as the direction and the pathway to grow themselves and their business. This is a wisdom beyond logic. The numbers are logic. They are sequential. But there is more to life, and there is more to business, and there is more to connection than just logic and mathematics. So most metrics are based on strictly numbers. But the greatness of leaders are that they go beyond what the numbers are. They go to wisdom, which is much more important. And they identify hidden opportunities that the numbers don't tell you, and those things are really strong, dynamic approaches to what you need to make your company better, to make your company stronger, to create a better culture, to create better connections with your employees, better connections with your customers, and better connections with your families, and your personal life.
I love it because this is the level where we can take you very, very quickly by developing this, what I call heightened sense of self awareness, heightened sense of enabling you to make these big decisions that in general they are, you see them as tough, but then you can make them without the bias. By breaking through these limiting beliefs that you might have, by breaking through the information lack that you think you have, this is what helps you move the company, move yourself, move your team, and really expand the income level and the growth that you're expecting. And that's what it is. So we take this mindset metaphysical that's been kept hidden for ages, this wisdom, and really deliver it to you in a very easy way that you can apply, because we want you to use it. And that's the joy that I have in this. For 25 years in manufacturing and steel making, I never knew about this side of growth, this side of thinking. I was more like a hands-on kind of manufacturing manager, general manager, VP, but I didn't know there was a whole other side that you can have, every one of you out there. So beautiful, beautiful second point. It's way beyond just listening to a meditation on your own. That's what I want to get another point across.
We live in a chaotic world. We live in a world where this pace is ever increasing, and the information is overwhelming, and the intensity becomes something that is stressful for a lot of people. And one of the things that you adapt is your commitment to deal with the intensities and the chaos in most experiences. So one of the things that happens as you get into the metaphysics is that you feel like you're getting guidance. Your inner self becomes a place of guidance, as opposed to just taking suggestions from the outside. And the self-esteem that you gain from listening to yourself more deeply than you listen to the outside voices that are trying to move you and direct you becomes something greater. John DeMartini says that you are whole when the inner voice is more important to you than all the outer voices surrounding you. And one of the things that we understand from modern psychology after long periods of study is that we understand that your inner voice is what soothes your stress. And you don't want to get into listening to the stress. You want to get into the deeper part of who you are, and the deeper part is always metaphysical. The deeper part is always beyond what is the traditionally known out there. So we want to activate our resilience in a way that really has a value for everybody else. So this is a really important part. Yeah.
I love it because this is beyond what anybody else has seen out there. Like, this is the level where you're going to become way more conscious, way more satisfied, way more, where your life's going to be enhanced with experience that you could have, but you just have to turn the light bulb on. It's like you turn that switch, flip that switch. And that's what I want you all to kind of see. That's what I put on the screen to, if you're interested in this next level of innovation and thinking. We are going to have a meeting next month in January, what we call our wisdom circle. And we have several of you already there. And I want to invite you just to come and explore. Now, this is nothing like you've ever seen before. This is not a checklist. This is not a, you read this and you become a, no, this is coming in and having a conversation at your level to see where you are and where you want to go. So I invite you all to check it out, reach out, and we look forward to seeing many of you. That's kind of what it is. I want this metaphysical word for all of you leaders out there to become a thing, to become something for you, because as you become aware of it, your life is going to be way more satisfied. Your success in the money is going to be way more enhanced by the experience of what you're going to grow and start doing as a leader. So that's what is the third point. It's up to Harrison. I'm thinking, talking about the creativity and innovation, that leaders right now, you're leading the charge. You're a CEO, you're a founder, and you have to show up knowing everything. How do you do that? How do you stay on top of, ahead of all this dynamic change that's coming on? How this landscape is changing fast. So creativity and innovation, this metaphysical word ties in very much into it. So Maybe we can explore that for a few minutes, Harrison.
Sure, like in our upcoming roundtable discussion with CEOs and high-profile executives and so on and so forth, we're going to exchange a lot of information from different industries, and we're going to inspire each other to higher knowledge, higher accumulation, and higher tools and things that we can pull together for greater cultures and greater relationships. Oftentimes the greatest innovation comes from somebody outside of your industry because they're not involved on the inside and they can't see the label from the inside. You can't see the label on the jar from the inside. So, we're going to provide some tools to help you guys navigate this kind of experience and overcome your stress and your change. So the darkness of your change. So when we come into a state of well-being, which is about what the metaphysics is, we come into a state of well-being. We come into a state of overcoming adversity. When we come into a state of a playground of sustainable growth, now we are talking. Now we're talking and taking our company into not only the next level, but the next level and the next level and the next level. And now we start building on the internal strengths that we have and not on the external information of just what your numbers are. So we're in a higher space. And what happens is that transforms us and it transforms your company. And ultimately, what you guys want to do is transform into a higher state. What everybody wants to do is to transform into a higher state, because that's why we're on this planet. We're on this planet to transform and continually exhilarate ourselves into higher states of being. And we have to come into that state of exhilaration. And it's fun, it really is fun. It's fresh insights, it's new innovation, it's culture change, it's wonderful, it's relationship change. A lot of you guys are so stressed oftentimes that your families come into paying the price of your stress. Your families, your kids, your relationships, your things pay the price of some of your stress because you have to project a particular kind of authority when you're out there, and you can't show your weakness. But when you come into these higher states, you eliminate those weaknesses because it feels good to be working on yourself in this progressive kind of way. So this is especially good for any in martial arts. One of the things that happens is that you learn, yeah, you learn calmness under intensive stress. You learn calmness under intensive adversity, and metaphysics is one of the outcomes of martial arts. So you transcend the mechanical nature of what you do, which fosters our spiritual nature, which then turns our worlds into greater intertwined connection, and we start to see the oneness of all things and the oneness of all beings. We have new identities that we create a better self-image. We create a better integration of the information that we have, and we want to separate. The difficulties that unite us. We want to separate that out so that we can all feel this united experience, and in the united experience, we become one with all. And then there is no limitation. We experience ourselves as limitless. So that's what we want to do. We want you to join us on this experience and experience your limitlessness, your oneness, your metaphysical beingness, which is a brand new chain of technology. And this technology is coming fast and furious into the world now because the chaos is forcing us into higher states of consciousness or forcing us to fall back. And we don't want to fall back. Every great leader wants to move forward. And that's the purpose of leadership. That's one of the purposes of leadership, is to move forward. So why don't you guys move forward with us? We'll have some great times. We'll have some other great industry leaders. We'll have discussions that are in depth and that are really significant for you.
So good.
I'm Harrison.
I'm Kamal. Yeah, we're not finished yet, but this is really good because all of you out there, you're one connection away, one conversation away from unlocking all this hidden potential, from unlocking this this fuse is like that's gonna light that innovation spark for you, your team, and your company. So we invite you to show up, reach out. It's zero stress. You're not committed to anything. You just committed to the time that you're gonna spend with us, and
We're
we
not
really want.
selling anything. We're not selling anything. So,
No,
we're talking about intention and belief, creating this inside of you guys. Intention and belief, the two most important things that you can probably do in a company, is to create intention and belief.
it's really incredible as I've been spending time with Harrison on this and all the nonprofit stuff that we've done, all the money that we're raising to help others grow and become. And so just, show up, take this time during the holiday to reflect on where do you want to be, how far you want to grow. Like, can you confidently say that 2024 is going to be an ace for you? Like, is he going to like be at the top of your game, or are you going into it timid, scared, and afraid, and it's like doom and gloom? It's your choice, and you have to make that decision, like, because you're the man or the woman who's going to become if you make that decision, and it better be a
Now,
good one.
now is the time for global connectivity. Now is the time to empower us all. And let's do that together, because nobody empowers themselves by themselves. So we can see you at this round table, which we are putting together, and we'll have some fun. Let's traverse the distance between you and what you want. That's our forte. So I hope you'll join us.
I hope so too. So with that, Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, enjoy the
Happy
weekend,
holidays.
enjoy yourself, Happy New Year, and
And if you get a chance, get a little naughty over the week. Over the
all right, and have some chocolate with that. All right.
week. Naughty in any way you interpret that.
Yes. I mean, obviously, if you need more information, we have a beautiful newsletter on LinkedIn. You can go and look it up. And this is our
Please.
Calendly link. Please look it up, comment, share it with somebody. Like, you might not need this. You might think you're at the top of your game, but your top of your game could be multiplied by 1,000. But you probably know one or two people that need that help. One young manager, one young family that could really explode their results and their small business to that next level. So with that, I'm Kamal El-Rassi.
I'm Harrison Klein, and we
We
are
are the
the
Wealthy
Wealthy
Mofos.
Mofos.
Woo! Thank
All
you
right.
so much, my good friend. We'll talk soon. Blessings to all. Love you very much.
See you on the next one.
So that was the talk, and we look forward to seeing you. If this excited you, if you want to be considered, please let us know, and we'll have a conversation. And I believe we have 10 people. There's two more signups today, so we have probably a couple more seats at best. So don't wait. Let's have that discussion and have that beautiful conversation in a few days. It's coming up. So talk to you soon. Thanks again.